Hey everybody, welcome. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. It's Chris here, and welcome to the Daily Reflections with Chris. This is my YouTube channel. As you guessed it, where we read the Daily Reflections, this book right here, and I will reflect on it, maybe a couple of thoughts, and then just kind of go with it. And of course, if you want to comment anything, if you want to ask a question, please do so. If you want to talk about something else tomorrow, we can. Just write it down in the comments. Let me know. I'd love to hear from you. If you want to share this, please do so. I mean, feel free to share this. Feel free to subscribe to my channel if you feel inclined to do so. So today is the last day of June. Today is June 30th. And the topic is this: sacrifice equals unity equals survival. The unity, the effectiveness, and even the survival of AA will always depend on our continued willingness to give up some of our personal ambitions and desires for the common safety and welfare. Just as sacrifice means survival for the individual alcoholic, so does sacrifice mean unity and survival for the group and for AA's entire fellowship. And that's from As Bill Sees It, page 220. I have learned that I must sacrifice some of my personality traits for the good of AA. And as a result, I have been rewarded with many gifts. False pride can be inflated through prestige, but by living tradition 6, I receive the gift of humility instead. Cooperation without affiliation is often deceiving. If I remain unrelated to outside interests, I am free to keep AA autonomous. Then the fellowship will be here, healthy and strong, for generations to come. So today's the last month. Tomorrow we'll be talking about step 7 and tradition 7. Starting 2 because it's the 7th month, which I'm eager to. But for today, I'm gonna just focus on step 6 and tradition 6, where we're giving up our defects, right? We're making the decision to turn our defects, right, or to have them removed. We're getting ready for that moment when we ask God to remove them, right? And we've been reflecting all month about how our defects have shown up in our life, how they've ruined our lives, how they can be good and evil at the same time, right? So our defects were meant to help us survive in this world. Our character, right? Our instincts were made, we were born with them to survive because we're human beings and we need to survive in this world. That's how we learn how to, cook cows and use all their body parts for everything. Buffalo, how we learn to plant seeds and grow corn and harvest grapes. I mean, everything that we eat today, that we consume, how we build houses, how we have air conditioning, how we wash our clothes, the detergent that we wash it with, and how the water comes through. All that was, we built it, right? As human beings, we got that because we have that survival instinct within us. But at some point, for people, for some of us, like me, I'm gonna say me, because it did happen to me. It does seem to happen to me still to this day sometimes, if I'm not careful, right? Because I'm human. I will always be human. So these things that God made for good, I can also use them for evil, right? I can always take my will back and do Chris's way. And under the influence of drugs or alcohol, Chris's way is like, man, it's destructive, it's evil, it's painful, it's erroneous. I mean, I could go on and on how negative, it's so negative being Chris under the influence of alcohol or drugs. But Chris sober, man, he's a total different person, man. He's loving, he's kind, he's even patient sometimes. He's kind of cool. He even says funny jokes. He loves to have fun wherever he goes. He's liberated to be able to be a part of something, right? So I'm a whole different person when I'm sober and when I'm, practicing these principles that I'm learning behind the steps, and practicing them wherever I go, whether I'm with my friends or my coworkers or my family. Be the same Chris. Be the same cool Chris anywhere he goes. And I couldn't do that before because my family my dad's family knew a different side of me. My mom's family knew a different side of me. My friends knew a different person. My coworkers knew a whole different person. And me myself, I didn't know who I was because I couldn't keep up with any of those people that they knew, right? That they thought they knew. So I got really confused. I started lying a lot. I started just isolating myself, drinking myself to sleep. You know, there's a lot of things that I started doing just to be able to survive because I didn't know I didn't know who I was. I had lost myself somewhere. I had lost my ambition, my desires, my dreams. Everything was gone in alcoholism and drug addiction, right? So, so I'm grateful I found recovery. And now in step 6, I have the opportunity to look at those things that have put me in those positions to hurt others and to hurt myself and be ready. It's like, man, I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to live like this no more. I want to do it different, right? So this program allows me to do it different today, right? So our topic says sacrifice equals unity equals survival. So sacrifice can be taken to, you know, and into a negative connotation, and all it means is just giving up something, right? I'm gonna give up something that I really, really, really want to do, not to suffer, but to have a life, right? Or to do great, or to be great. So I'm gonna sacrifice this lie for honesty. I'm gonna sacrifice my my spending habits to pay my bills, right? To put food on the table, to have money, save some money, to be able to go out and you know, that so that my bank will be on the negative, right? Because there's I mean, sacrifice, we take it as like, oh man, I'm gonna have to sacrifice my Jordans, right? No, man, you ain't gotta sacrifice your Jordans. You don't have to sacrifice it. Just, you know, pay the rent first, then buy yourself the Jordans. And those are some of the bad habits that I had before I came here, man. I was that guy who would go out drinking and drugging. I wouldn't pay the rent. I wouldn't pay the light. I wouldn't take my partner out dancing or to have a great time. I wouldn't fix my cars. I mean, there's a lot of things that I wouldn't do because I wanted to save that money for my drugs or for my alcohol. So now that I'm living a whole different life and I got a little bit extra, you know, I can set aside that stuff. It's like, man, I want another pair of Jordans. I'll get it, but hey, let me just do this. I get to pay my bills today. I want to pay my bills. I want to take my lover out. I get to take her out. Man, if you have, they tell me over and over in these meetings, man, if you have a relationship, if you're with somebody, if you're married, if you have a family, conserve it. I'm like, what do you mean conserve it? Conserve it. Don't give it up. Don't be dumb. Don't lose it. Don't be the same. Appreciate them. Go love on them. Go treat them. Go spend time with them. Go take them to dinner. Go and watch movies with them. Go play with them. Go hang out with them. Conserve it, right? Before this, man, before I came in here, I was just like, take it or leave it. If you like it, cool. If you don't, well, we'll see you later. And man, who? Only I thought that was okay to live that way. Nobody else thought that. Only I was the only one. But I'm grateful for this this program. That's just it. I can't say it enough. I don't think I hope to never stop saying how grateful I am for this program, for changing my thinking, for changing my heart, for changing my vision, for changing my dreams, for changing my hopes, for changing my life. I mean, I couldn't have done it with by myself with no program. Not this program. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I did try other things, folks. I tried doing it on my own. That worked well for a little bit. And I went to church too, and not knowing any better, I let people run me off or they asked me to leave, and so I kind of gave up for not necessarily the whole God thing, but the church thing. right? So all these things that feel really, really good at first, but it wasn't permanent. So these steps, this stuff that suggested that I do in this program is what makes my joy, right? It's like that permanent happiness. It's called joy, the peace, the harmony, the love, all that stuff, man. It just, once you get it, man, it's just like really hard to give it up again. It really is, because it's such a wonderful feeling to be able to feel those things again. Sorry, I'm kind of like on a spiritual high, I think, right now, because I went to a really, really good meeting. A whole bunch of us got together. Unity, right? So we talked about sacrifice. Now we're talking about unity. A whole bunch of us from my home group got together, and we went to go visit another home group. And about 9 of us went over there, and man, we just like, there was a newcomer there, and these guys, man, they were just, they're talking some real stuff. And some very serious stuff that they've recovered from. And I laughed and I cried, and I was quiet. They gave me some coffee. They gave me some bread. And then at the end, they said, don't leave, stay. We got some food. And I was like, oh, wow. So then I stayed, and I got to hang out and get to know people, right? New people. So that's unity. All right there. That's all unity. It's like staying together, hanging out together, eating together, talking together, sharing together, which equals survival. Survival for people like me. Survival for, friends, those of you who know my story. I was that person that I didn't have a lot of friends when I got sober. And my family, even though they loved me, they couldn't really hang out with me anymore, because I was a mess. I was killing myself. I was dying, right? Emotionally, spiritually, and physically, with drugs and alcohol. I mean, I got that pretty bad. And they wouldn't ask me to hang out anymore, because I was embarrassing when I was drunk the whole time, a lot, 24 hours a day. So I was pretty embarrassing. So now, being in this program I don't have very much family left, and those that I do have, we're still not 100. We're still working on it. So going to, hanging out with these people, it's survival for me, and it's survival for them. And if you ever get a chance to just visit a meeting, see who goes in there. Some of them, you see them, they've been recovered for a while. You can't, they don't look like what they've been through. But the newcomers, when they come in, they're like hopeless, and they have desperation, and they're looking for a solution. That was me when I got there. I'm that person. I was that person. So being that that this unity equals survival for me, I go there often. I go there and I hang out, and I share what I've learned with them. I've shared what the AA has taught me. I share about the life it's given me. I share about what it was like when I first came in, and how upside down my life was, right? So I've learned today, I'm going to read what it says right here, okay? It says, I have learned that I must sacrifice. Not really sacrifice, folks. Don't get it twisted. It just means I'm just going to give up some stuff. In this case, it's talking about personality traits for the good of AA. My pride, my ego, I go up there and I can't be talking like the big boss, man. I got to talk like when I was a newcomer, right? And just kind of meet them where they're at. And as a result, I have been rewarded with many gifts. Many gifts. Folks, yes, life's good on the outside. I got a nice little apartment to come to. I got 2 beautiful dogs that love me unconditionally. I have a car that works and get to pay for it, and 2 really good jobs, right? But also what the other stuff that I have is the peace that passes all understanding, the comfort, joy, the happiness. That I get to sing while I'm in the shower. For real. That I put my music and I start dancing here. That I go around people and it's like, man, we're so glad you're here. You brighten up my day. I love your smile. I mean, like, I can smile again. I can joke again. I can have fun again. I can live life again. I can rest again, right? I can sleep at night again. Man, life is good, folks. So if you have a, maybe you're not totally convinced yet. And just to be fair, I'd like to convince you, but I'm not here to convince you. I'm just here to tell you my experience, strength, and hope, right? And I hope that through it, that you will find something to hold on to that will help you, right? If it's not anything I said, maybe it's something I read from these people who built the program, who are the reason that I'm still here, right? Who carried the message way before I even knew what the message was. So, folks, thank you for tuning in. I love you all, and I'm grateful to be able to do this. Man, I am so grateful that finally I got the green light to do this with you guys, to read with y'all. And tomorrow's a new day, a new opportunity. Tonight, if you're nervous or worried about something, it's okay to pray. It's okay to throw up a little prayer to God and be like, God, I'm worried. Please help me. I just want to have a good night's sleep. Let me sleep peaceful tonight. Thank you, God. Thank you. Amen. Just something. It all works. It really does. He listens to everything we say. Even if we're mad, you can wrestle with him if you want. He doesn't mind. Or she doesn't mind. Your higher power doesn't mind. Your God doesn't mind. I truly believe that, this Jesus guy that they say walked the earth with us, that he gets us because he did. He was like us. So he knows exactly what I'm going through. He knows exactly how I feel right now. If I say, God, I feel a little emotional right now, he can relate because he was emotional at times too. I said, God, I don't know what I'm doing right now. He can relate because he didn't always know what he was doing. God, I don't know what to say. He can relate because he didn't always know what to say, and so on and so on and so on. So folks, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful night and evening. And we'll see you again tomorrow, okay? Bye.